Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am the one and only. If you don't know who I am, now you do. I really appreciate you guys being here. And today we're going to just talk about how overthinking is actually destroying you. The way I know this and how I know this is because I overthink a lot and it literally destroys my mood. It kills my mood. It makes me not want to do anything. It makes me overthink over the smallest situation, the smallest thing somebody said. What could I have said better? What could I have done better? Things like that. So overthinking is completely destroying you guys, and it's very difficult, very easy to overthink, very difficult to overcome. You can overthink the smallest thing, like, did I make this girl, what I said, was it the right thing to say? What does she think about me, or what does he think about me, or the smallest thing, or I could have done this 2 years ago better. And you go back to the past, and you have to learn, guys, that the past is the past and you can't change that. And whatever happened back then happened already, and you have to focus on that, the now, and what's gonna happen going on in the future. Yeah, I've overthink a lot, guys. It completely destroys my mood sometimes, and I hate it. I honestly do. Overthinking is just, I'm like, why do I have to overthink everything? It's insane. And I've been doing work on myself, like I've talked on my last video, guys, about life and stuff. I've overthought a lot of things in my life, and I know now that sometimes it's hard, even though I do know that I can't change the past. I can only change what I do right now. But those thoughts always come creeping in, and for some reason your brain's like, remember that thing you did that one time? Yeah, let's think about that all night as you lay in bed, or all day. Or remember that thing you said to that girl? Or does he like me, does she like me, kind of thing. And it's very hard to get over those little things, and just like I said, very difficult, hard. You think about it all the time, and I'm learning now, working on myself, that I need to stop overthinking so much, because it's not good. It's not good at all. And I know some of you might be some overthinkers. Maybe some situations you're going through is very difficult for you to stop thinking about and let it go, or wanting to change what you did or said, but it's already done, guys. You can't stop it. I mean, it already happened. So the best thing to do, that I'm learning to do, is just letting it be. It's still hard, still difficult. I like I said, I still overthink a lot of the things I do, but I'm trying to become better at not overthinking, because I am tired of being in the roller coaster of emotions: angry, sad, upset. I like when I'm happy, obviously. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, the greatest thing, and then like an hour later I'm like, what the heck's going on? I was so cheerful. Now I'm like down in the dumps and whatnot, and just working on those emotions. The overthinking makes me more depressed than happy. So learning to let go of that thinking, telling my brain that these are just emotions that I'm going through. I need to stop overthinking everything, because I know if I overthink, I'm going to feel a certain type of way. And you just have to catch those feelings, guys. You have to catch yourself over the overthinking. You gotta tell yourself, okay, I know I'm thinking this, but it's already happened and I can't control it anymore. I can't control the situation. It already happened. It's in the past. I can only control what I'm doing now in the present. And that's what I'm working on myself. I don't know if you guys are doing self improvement, or working on your guys' selves, or trying to become better people or better with yourselves, but I am. And overthinking is one of the biggest things that I have in my head. I overthink everything, and I always go to the worst case scenario. And like, for example, if I texted a friend and they don't text back, I start thinking, oh man, did I text them the wrong thing? Did they not want to talk to me? Blah blah blah. And I'm learning to realize that it's all made up by my own brain. Your brain makes up all these scenarios in your own head. The only person that's thinking about this is you and nobody else. You're making up the story. You cannot think for somebody else, guys. You have no idea, unless you're psychic or like in superpowers and stuff. You cannot know what somebody else is thinking. You only perceive what your brain tells you to perceive, what your experiences from your past are making you think. So you have to learn to let that go. Your experiences are not what other people are experiencing or experienced before, and not the way they think. Just know that every time you overthink about something, making up stories, making up what these people think about me, they hate me, blah blah blah, they're just stories your brain is making up and nobody else is making up. Know that it's yourself and nobody else is thinking that. Let's say you did something embarrassing yesterday, right? You fell in the middle of the supermarket. Nobody's thinking about that today. Nobody cares. And that's what I'm learning to do. Nobody cares about what I'm overthinking about. The only person that cares is me, because I'm the only person thinking it. I'm the only person going to those scenarios, going to those negative scenarios, going to those bad scenarios. And I just have to learn how to let go, how to stop overthinking and going to the worst case, because that really puts a damp in my mood. And it probably puts a damp in your mood if you're one of these people that overthink all the time. Just have to learn to let go, let things play out, and go with the flow, basically. Because if you try to control everything, which nobody can control everything, guys, you cannot control everything. You cannot control people. You cannot tell people what to do. You can only control what you have inside of you. You can only tell yourself what to do. And if you have a choice within being sad or happy, which one would you rather be, right? Like for example, let's say you hated your job, and you tried applying other places and you can't find any other job. Be thankful for now that you still have a job until you find another one. So you have to kind of like switch the idea of you hating the job. But of course it's fine if you hate the job. There are some jobs that you cannot stand, and I've been there before. But you just got to be thankful for, okay, I have this job for now while I find another job. And once I find the other job, I'll be happier because I had this job while I get this other job. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. For example, for me, if something happened to me, let's say I forgot my wallet. Like the other day, I went to the gas station, right? I went to the gas station and I parked and everything, got to the gas pump, was about to pay for gas, but I realized I forgot my wallet. I was like, oh man. So I had to drive all the way back home, and I was looking for my wallet in my room, and then I realized, okay, my wallet's not in my room, where is it? And then I realized it was actually in my car, in my gym bag. I was like, oh my God, I wasted a trip. But instead of saying to myself that, oh, I wasted time, which it was maybe a waste of time, but instead of saying that, I was like, okay, maybe this happened for a reason. Maybe I left 7-Eleven because something was going to happen and I had to leave, and I came back and whatever was going to happen became better and nothing happened to me at all. I stayed safe. That's how I view it. If something bad happens, like say there's traffic or something like that, I tell myself, okay, maybe there's traffic because I needed to be in this traffic to be safe and be calm, or be safe because if I wasn't in this traffic right now, something could have happened. I'm just trying to stay positive, guys, and sometimes it is very difficult to stay positive, especially when you're by yourself and you're overthinking everything and you're the only one talking to yourself. It happens a lot when you're alone. But I'm trying to be better, more positive person with every scenario I do. For example, in my job, I don't really like working night shift, but I got a night shift job just because I want to have more income. So I'm working the night shift job. Not the best job in the world, but I'm like, okay, at least I'm making more money than I was before. And now I'm going to have the opportunity to move out and stuff like that. And I might be tired during the days because I do modeling and things during the days, but it gives me the opportunity to do what I love and not have to worry about, oh, I need to call off of work, or I can't go into work, or I can't get this modeling gig that I really want to do because I have to go to work, kind of thing. So I'm trying to flip the perspective, like, hey, okay, I'm working a night shift job. Yes, it sucks. Yes, I'm tired a lot of the time, but it gives me the opportunity to do what I do and have open availability to whenever they need me or whenever they want me to work. And yeah, that's what I'm doing, guys. I'm trying to stay more positive, and sometimes it's really hard to stay in that mindset. But if you stop focusing on the negative and start trying to flip it to the positive, it's gonna help you a lot. I know it's helped me a lot. I used to be a lot more negative. I used to be like, oh man, nothing ever works out for me, nothing's ever happening for me. And now I'm like, okay, this is happening for a reason. I'm working this for a reason. Something good's gonna come into my life. Something positive's gonna come to my life. I just have to wait. I just have to be patient. I know that I cannot control everything. I can only control what I have in here and what I'm doing. Okay, so starting to control my emotions, starting to control my anxiety, starting to control my thinking, my overthinking, especially. I'm becoming better at it. It's hard. It is very difficult, but if you don't control it, guys, if you don't stop overthinking, you're gonna get so much anxiety. You're gonna be so stressed. You're gonna be so sad. You're gonna be so all the negativity is just gonna build up in you, and you just want to cry all the time. Well, I'm joking, but guys, try to be a little bit more positive. I know sometimes it's very difficult, especially depending on the situation you're in, and always think that it's always for a reason that things happen. Something better will always come along, and it is very difficult. I know it is for me, at least. But I'm trying to be more positive. I'm trying to be more um or less overthinking, and just knowing, telling myself that everything's gonna work out, everything's gonna be fine, and letting my path play out instead of trying to control every little aspect of my life and trying to control people to think like the way I think, because nobody's ever gonna think the way that you think, because you are your own person. So overthinking destroys you, guys. Stop overthinking so much and just let things play out. Things will be better, things will get better, and you're gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine. We're all gonna be fine. We just have to let things happen the way they are supposed to happen. And doesn't mean don't try to become better. Of course, try to become better. But yes, let things play out the way God intended them to, the way the universe intended them to, because you cannot control it at all. And yeah, that's my rant for today. Overthinking can destroy you, will destroy you. And stop overthinking. I know it's hard, but you can do it. And it's hard for me as well. And I'm working on it, trying very hard to stop that. And it's getting better. I can honestly say getting better. So no more overthinking, guys. Let's do this together. You can do it. Stay positive, stay motivated, and just keep following your dreams. And let's do this. Let's stop this overthinking and be happier people.